Welcome to another episode of National Education Policy. Today we will be talking about the implementation of the policy in early childhood years. My friend Rekha will also be joining us in today's discussion. Yes, physical development is very important, and when it comes to physical development, there are two things that we give importance. One is gross motor skills, and gross motor skills is more about large muscle movements, and fine motor skills is small movements. But apart from this, let's begin with let me tell you about the awareness of eating healthy food, which is equally important for our body. So this is sometimes, when children come from home, they might show tantrums to their parents and they want this particular food, that particular food. But here in school, when we talk to them about the healthy eating, they understand, they realize it.
So parents often tell us, teacher, please do
yes,
tell
exactly.
them to do
when
that,
you tell, they will. Yes, this is something that I have noticed, that children do this part of learning from school, where they realize that this is a junk food, this is not good for me. And how do we teach them this? We do a lot of theme days related to, like, for example, we have vegetable salad day, where we ask the children to bring sliced vegetables, and before making the salad, they made an art with it, which was really interesting. They loved it, and they made different art forms, and then they finally had it. The same way we had a fruit salad day, again along with the teacher. They all made the fruit salad and they all loved it, and many parents said that okay, they don't like this particular, but they had it, they didn't
and
say
many
no
of them
to us.
are tasting certain fruits for the first time.
Yeah, they loved it. So in this way, healthy eating, we were able to encourage children to eat healthy. And then, okay, coming back to gross motor skills, yes, the thing is that, in today's world, because both the parents are working, they don't get much opportunity to play other than the weekends. So here, when they come to school, we do give a lot of opportunity, and children need to jump, need to climb, need to hop. All these activities are actually in the curriculum. So we included all these activities so that children have a proper body control. And for this reason, we need to have a good playground. We have a good playground, and where they run and they hop and they do all these activities. And we need a lot of play units also. We need play units which also facilitates to these activities. And then let's come to the fine motor skills. Fine motor skills is, haven't you noticed, Rekha, that many children, when they come to us, they don't know how to hold a pencil, they are not able to hold small things, they're not even able to hold a spoon.
Why is it that it has become a big problem now? Because previously I have not noticed so much.
Yeah, exactly, because they are not using their fingers for anything. They are playing, they are moving around,
but they're only with the gadgets all the time.
Yes. A lot of screen time, and because of that, they are not having proper control on their fingers, on their finger muscles. So this is what we have to focus. So we have put a lot of activities right in pre-KG also, where beading is there, where children are using their fingers to bead, and then collage making, where they're tearing the papers, where they're making art with tone papers, cutting papers with scissors. Again, these are all very important activities to develop their finger muscles. And again, as you said, playing with clay. So these are some of the activities that we have included in our curriculum for physical development. And yes, coming to it, preschools, as you notice, is actually very important in right from nursery.
Yes. So what are pre-skills? So pre-skills are those skills which a child needs to acquire in the early stages, so that later on, when they move on to formal learning, they have a proper base for that.
Yes,
okay?
They are comfortable.
That's a smooth transition.
Yes, it's a smooth transition.
Yeah. So what are the pre-skills, and how are we incorporating activities and to develop these pre-skills? So one important pre-skill is social and emotional skill. So we have, I think, discussed in detail. So it is a very important skill, because children are a bundle of emotions, and they have tons of energy. So it is our job as educators to help them navigate through this, and to develop into confident individuals. So we have all these activities I mentioned before to develop the social and emotional pre-skills. Then moving on to literacy skills. What are the pre-skills required for literacy? So literacy means immediately we know the child has to learn to read and write, right? So the basic step for reading is what we do in our school is phonics. We teach the letters through phonics, blending of the sounds to make words. So they start reading and it goes on like that. When it comes to writing, what are the pre-skills required for writing? You mentioned it.
Yes.
The dexterity, finger dexterity. So the activities like Play-Doh and all those things for developing their tripod grip and for the writing skills. And these are the pre-skills required for literacy. Now, what are the pre-skills required for communication? Communication is a very, very important part in this pre-skill development area. And communication develop, as we know that children come in with different language backgrounds, and when they come in, they have to learn to communicate in English. So we have a lot of activities like show and tell, fancy dress, and rhymes competitions and rhymes and storytelling and all these things where the child, and one thing which I can proudly say is that in our school, every child is given an opportunity to go on stage and speak and present.
Yes, this is a good start for them, to, introducing them to public speaking. It improves their confidence.
Exactly.
This is one reason that we always advise parents to let the children participate for each of these competitions.
Yes, so the more they participate, the more confident they become. And when they go on stage, maybe they'll falter the first 2 times, they may not be confident, but later on, they slowly, we can see them gradually develop into confident speakers, and the communication also improves. And when they're able to do well on stage, the appreciation they get, the certificates they get, it really boosts their confidence.
Yes.
Yeah. So those. Yes.
And it is not just winning, it's just participation, that is what is more important.
I know.
Yeah.
So that is what we keep emphasizing.
Yeah.
Also.
And they feel so happy about it once they break the ice.
Yeah. And attention span. When children come, or small children generally have very small attention span. Okay, so what are the activities that we do to increase the attention span? Okay, so we give them games like, memory games, where they are supposed to memorize and tell, and then also, recollect something which like rhymes and stories and all, which they memorize and they recollect and they say when they listen in the class.
Yes. And even identifying sounds when you, for example, the animal sounds, identifying the animal, or even transport. So this way, a collection of, when they hear sounds, identifying which sound it is, this also improves.
So when you told sounds, listening skills.
Yes, listening
skills.
So
listening skills are very important. If they are not able to listen in the class, how will they understand what's going on in the class, right? So how do we develop their listening skills? Like you said, playing the sounds, and then asking them to recognize the different sounds they hear, music, and all those things, right? And moving on to our logical reasoning. That's required for mathematics, right? Those are the pre-skills required for mathematics. So how do we develop these logical and reasoning skills? So for that, we have a lot of activities like blocks, puzzles, mazes, where the children involved, they actually, they triggers that part of the brain, which has the skill. And the children are really involved. It also keeps them occupied for a long time. Their attention increases again here. So these are the pre-skills required for mathematics. Then another thing is self-identity, which I felt is very important for every child to have. That gives important part of confidence is self-identity. So how do we develop? What are the activities for developing their self-identity, for making them confident? One important activity is to draw a self-portrait of themselves, and we have a very nice activity where they have a book all about myself, all about
yes.
myself.
Their favorite color, their favorite food, their favorite game.
Yeah.
They stick pictures of
the
it.
favorite cartoon character, and they stick pictures. They come to the school, they discuss it with the teacher, with their friends.
Yes. And I have noticed that they love showing off that book to their friends.
Yes,
They like to.
And have you seen that part, Sajini, where we have a part where stick a baby picture of yourself and the picture of yourself now, right? So they're so excited and they want to see how their friends look like as babies also, and they'll be showing off. So these are all some activities which actually develop their self-esteem and all these things. And then last but not least, one of the pre-skills is very, very essential is table manners, etiquette, behavior,
yes.
discipline. These things, of course, parents do train them, but then the school plays a very important role. The teachers play a very important role in inculcating.
Asking them to open their own napkin and open their tiffin box and clean it up after they have their food.
Washing their hands before and after food, washing their mouth. Then when they come into the school, greet people, stand up for the national anthem, have a prayer in the beginning of the day, before the food, and before they leave. So all these small things, these are all manners which are set into them before they move on to grade 1. And when I told so many pre-skills, parents must be wondering, like, how it's so boring, right? How will the children do it willingly? And so we do everything in a playway method.
Yes.